think about the way they did this and some of their comments? Because you heard some of their comments.
I think that the way they did it was a great way for us to start to take a look at this performance assessment. I did note that they were prepared for their disease, and it wouldn't be that way when we actually rolled it out, so that would need to be corrected upon. Each of the class members would have a pathogen they're responsible for, and the class would need to know all of the pathogens
Sure.
and all of the treatments.
Sure.
And then when you roll the scenario out, the student would not be aware which scenario they're going to have. So that's a little unrealistic to how we would actually roll it out.
Okay.
But I think it gave us an idea of what to start with.
What did you think about the idea that came out of their comments that maybe to prepare for this little scenario, because the scenario really only took 5 to 10 minutes, so that was a very efficient use of time. But having them practice with one disease, knowing that that would not be the one they'd get for their true assessment. So as a formative assessment.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea. I wish I'd have thought of it.
Well, that's why we do cognitive labs. We get ideas from the students. I thought that was a good suggestion, and would help them to remember all the little things that become automatic over time, but they're not there yet.
Yep, and they just kind of get to learn the actual, technical component of what it is they're doing, and then as they get more comfortable, they can apply the academic piece. It makes much more sense. Really does.
Okay, and then I just want to talk for a minute about the, you have a rubric for the scenario. Have they seen this rubric before they got started
Yes.
with it? Okay, so they pretty much know what you might want to do is go back through and see, is there anything in the rubric that you might want to fine tune? Or is there anything in the rubric that is more important than something else?
And I was able to go through and take notes when we did that,
Okay.
and I already have some ideas. Some of the criteria I'm going to be readjusting, I believe, because it didn't appear to be relevant in this scenario situation.
Good.
And perhaps I'll measure that somewhere else at another time.
Okay, excellent. And I noticed you've got a lot of checklists and a lot of notes on the side. It's really helpful, especially in a scenario, to be making notes on the rubric, because then you don't have to remember what you saw. You're doing it in real time. So that's a good suggestion. So hopefully this will help other teachers understand how a cognitive lab, which really didn't take much time at all, can save a lot of time in the end if you give this to 30 kids and you find out it could have been a stronger task.
And having gone through this, I can already see the areas of improvement that I'll be implementing. Basically, one block time of classroom instruction, working with the kids, they still learn something along the way, and now I have a better product at the end of this.
And I just had a thought. So for this formative assessment, this practice role play, students could even be in groups, have a rubric, and check off and give feedback to their peers through the practice. So you wouldn't even have to watch them all do that practice, but it would be a good way to do some peer and self-assessment.
And we do that quite frequently. Simulation, current literature shows that it doesn't matter whether you are an observer or a participant, knowledge retention is the same.
Right.
So absolutely, it makes no difference whatsoever.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for
you.
inviting me to Littleton, New Hampshire.
Thanks for coming and helping us out.
Great.